Potter socks. Got my Deathly Hallows bracelet. Let's do this. Hey everyone, it's Carolyn here, and today I am going to be doing the Ultimate Harry Potter tag. But before I get into that, I have a couple of packages to open. These actually came early. I wasn't expecting them for a few more days, but perfect timing for this tag because at least a couple of them are Harry Potter themed. These are Funko mystery minifigures. I have one Harry Potter from Amazon, and I also have another Harry Potter from Best Buy, as well as a Beauty and the Beast, a Disney princess, and a Game of Thrones. So I think I'm going to start with the not Harry Potter ones first. Let's open Game of Thrones. I love these things. So exciting. And it's Jorah Mormont. Great. I was obviously hoping for Daenerys, but it's alright. Next, let's do Disney Princess. Speaking of Disney, my very dear friend Catherine is on vacation at Disney World, and today I received a postcard from her. Thank you again, Catherine. I love it. I never get postcards, so this is really awesome. Thank you so much again for thinking of me. I love you. Oh, it's Olaf. I thought this was Disney princesses. Oh, maybe it's just Disney. Olaf can be a princess, right? Okay, next we have Beauty and the Beast, which is like my favorite movie of all time, by the way. I have a couple of full-size Funko Pop vinyls from Beauty and the Beast. I have a Beast, I have a Belle, and I have a Lumiere. So it would be great if I got Cogsworth here. That would be awesome. But I don't think he's in the set, actually. Oh, this is live action Beauty and the Beast. Okay. Okay, different style. And we have Prince Adam, not Beast. He'll go over with my other ones eventually. Should I put him next to Beast? He's smaller. I don't know, we'll figure it out. Prince. Oh my goodness, they don't stand very well. Okay, the main event, Harry Potter. I actually ordered more of these. I'm expecting them later in the week, but I wanted to make sure that I had a good chance of getting a character I actually like, so I got like 3 more. It's Scabbers, and I was afraid I was going to get Scabbers because when I was looking at the back of the box, I was like, the one that I don't want is Scabbers. Doesn't even look like him. It's still cute though. Okay, last one. This one actually got used on Amazon, so it's open already, but I don't know what it is, so. Alright, Crookshanks. I guess they don't want me to have any people. But like I said, I am expecting more, so maybe I'll get some people next time. I was hoping for Ron or Hermione because I ordered a full-size Harry Potter Funko Pop, but no such luck. Yeah, so that's that. So, onto the tag. So, the Ultimate Harry Potter tag is basically just a whole bunch of questions about any and all things Harry Potter, which that's my kind of thing. Anybody who knows me knows that I am a huge, serious Potterhead through and through, and I've been in love with the series my whole life, so I'm happy to talk about it for a little while. So yeah, I will put a link to the original video in the description box if you want to check that out too. But without any further ado, let's just get on with it. So the very first question, as you might expect, is favorite book. And for me, that is The Prisoner of Azkaban. Because this is the book where you meet Remus and Sirius, and you learn all about the Marauders, which is like my favorite part of the Harry Potter universe. So let's talk about Remus Lupin, okay? I love him. He's so sweet. Rest in peace, Remus. And also Sirius Black. He's so dramatic. In this book and in the movie, when they're in the Shrieking Shack, it's like, Sirius, babe, your godson thinks you're about to murder him. You should maybe say something like, oh no, I need the rat. But no, he goes, only one will die tonight, because he's just so dramatic, and I love him, so POA for sure. Next, logically, is least favorite book, and I think a lot of people are with me on this one. That's Chamber of Secrets. It's not that I don't like it, I just like it the least out of all of them. I don't know, there's no Remus or Sirius, who are like two of my favorite characters ever. And it's not the first book. It doesn't have the magic of the first book. And I don't know, just not my favorite. But I will still gladly read this again and again and again and again, and I have. Okay, so number 3 is favorite movie. Prisoner of Azkaban is my favorite movie. I think Alfonso Cuarón did an amazing job directing it. I think he really understood the characters, and the actors were finally starting to kind of grow into themselves as actors, and the acting was way better than in the first 2 movies when they were little kids. Plus the time traveling part was very interesting to see on screen. Plus I think Alfonso Cuarón did a great job with that. I think it could have easily been really convoluted and bad. Like if David Yates had done it, he probably would have made Hermione hit Harry with a rock and then have him disintegrate into a bunch of butterflies. Shade. So, okay, number 4 is least favorite movie, and I'm gonna have to go with Chamber of Secrets. Mostly because when I watched it for the first time, I was like maybe 7, and it gave me nightmares, and so I was scared of it for a long time. And I'm not scared of it anymore, but I think it became like it developed into an aversion to it. Like I didn't like it as much because it used to scare me as a kid. I still love it though. I mean, it's hard to pick something that you don't like. Because it's Harry Potter. I don't dislike anything. It's just on the bottom of the list. Okay, number 5 is favorite quote. And there are millions of quotes I could pick for this. There are lots of amazing tidbits in these books. But I'm going to have to go with Molly Weasley's iconic, "Not my daughter, you bitch." That line, I know none of us could believe that Molly Weasley would say something like that. Even Julie Walters, who played her in the movie, said, I couldn't believe Mrs. Weasley would say that. But it just shows what I've known all along, and it's, concrete proof that Molly Weasley is a badass. And she will take you down if you hurt her children. Mom bear to the max. I love it. Get her, Molly. Alright, next section is characters. First in that is favorite Weasley. I love the Weasleys. I love them a lot. They're a great family. So it was hard to pick, but I think I'm going to say Fred and George as one unit. Fred and George. Because they're really funny and they do some pretty epic stuff. They always cared about Harry in their own way as well. They were never mean for the sake of being mean. They were great. They helped Ron rescue Harry from Privet Drive because they heard he was being abused, and so they went and got him. It's just so beautiful to me. I love those kids. And, rest in peace, Fred. Tragic that they got separated, but I'm gonna kind of deny that happened. So, Fred and George. Next is favorite female character, and I'm going to be totally cliche and say Hermione. But I mean, cliches are cliches for a reason. She's amazing. She's smart. She is just such a badass. She kicks ass. She's wonderful, a wonderful friend. Just everybody wants to be Hermione when they grow up. So yeah, Hermione. Number 8, favorite villain. I think I'm just gonna have to go classic and say Voldemort. I think Umbridge was too evil. I hated Umbridge. But I did like Voldemort. I mean, he was the villain. I don't usually like villains, so I didn't really like him. But out of all the villains, he was my favorite because he was like the big bad guy. And he was, you know, when you think about it, he waited until the end of the school year to attack Harry every year because, you know, underneath it all, he did care about Harry's education. Favorite male character. Picking one favorite character is cruel. Don't ask me to do that. But I think I am going to go with Sirius Black. Like I said before, he's the most dramatic man in England. He's so great. He's Harry's father figure. He was James's best friend. I love Sirius. I love him. Rest in peace, Sirius. Favorite professor. And for this, no doubt, I'm going to say Minerva McGonagall, Queen of Hogwarts, an amazing teacher, a wonderful mentor. She'll stand up to Umbridge. She'll snatch Umbridge's life away. She got hit in the chest 5 times with stunning spells at once. 5 stunning spells at the same time in her chest, and she lived. What an amazing woman. Truly amazing. And she really truly did care about Harry with no ulterior motives, just because she loved him because he was her student and he loved him because of that. So love you, Minerva. Okay, the next section is would you rather. So would you rather wash Snape's hair or spend a day listening to Lockhart rant about himself? For this, I'm gonna have to say Lockhart ranting about himself because that might be entertaining. And I mean, I hate Snape, so I would not want to spend any time with Snape, and I definitely don't want to touch his hair. Disgusting. Next is, would you rather duel an elated Bellatrix or an angry Molly? And I think dueling an angry Molly, like I said, she will kill you. She will take you down. But I feel like unless I was evil and trying to hurt her family, I feel like she wouldn't intentionally maim or kill me like Bellatrix would just for fun. But if Molly had her sights turned on me, I would rather fight Bellatrix. Would you rather travel to Hogwarts via the Hogwarts Express or a flying car? This is easy. The Hogwarts Express. There's a trolley with candy on it that you can get. Simple answer. Would you rather kiss Voldemort or give Umbridge a bubble bath? Neither. But if I had to pick, I would probably say kiss Voldemort just because it would be over quicker, I suppose. Would you rather ride a hippogriff or ride a firebolt? Both would be awesome, but probably the firebolt. I've always wanted to experience flying a broomstick. That would be so awesome. And I know I wouldn't be a Quidditch player because I'm so bad at sports, but just to ride the broomstick around in the air, that would be fun. Okay, next section is book to movie adaptation. Is there a character which you felt differently about the books versus the movies? Yes, Ron Weasley. I loved Ron in the books. He was genuinely funny. He was a great friend. He was a wonderful son and brother. But the movies assassinated his character. They gave a lot of his character traits to other characters for some reason and reduced him to like the babbling, stupid sidekick, which that's not who he was at all. Like, for example, in Prisoner of Azkaban, when they're in the Shrieking Shack and they think that Sirius is about to kill Harry, in the movies, Hermione steps up and says, if you want to get to Harry, you'll have to kill us too. But in the books, it's Ron who says that, and he stands on his broken leg to say that. Why? I don't understand why they did that to him. It just made me mad. It makes me really mad. So, yeah, Ron deserved better, you guys. Is there a movie you preferred instead of the books? No. The books are about 600,000 times better than the movies. I still love the movies, I still watch them all the time, but no, sorry, they were not nearly as good as the books. Richard Harris or Michael Gambon as Dumbledore. This is hard because I thought they were both wonderful, and I do think that Richard Harris did a more faithful Dumbledore to the books than Michael Gambon did, but since Michael Gambon was in more movies, and in them more recently, I think I kind of associate him with Dumbledore more, and I do think he brought a new layer of depth and emotion to Dumbledore. While Richard Harris was wonderful and his quiet interpretation was great, I just felt like Michael Gambon's portrayal was a little more entertaining, I guess. Your top thing, which wasn't included in the movie, that annoyed you the most. For me, that is about half of Order of the Phoenix. They just cut out so much of it, but in particular, that entire scene where they are cleaning out Grimmauld Place. That scene was funny and touching, and there was just a lot about that scene that I loved. It when I read it, I distinctly remember falling in love with that passage in particular, and it just wasn't in the movie, so I was upset about it. If you could remake any of the Potter movies, which would it be? Order of the Phoenix. As I said before, they cut out so much of it. It was like, I don't know, I think it is the longest book, or at least like the second longest book, and the shortest movie, which is not fair at all. And I don't know, there was just so much that should have been in the movie that I was upset, or they changed things that I was upset about. So yeah, I would do it right. Next section has to do with Hogwarts. Which house was your first gut feeling you'd be a part of? For me, when I was a kid, I always just kind of assumed I was a Ravenclaw because I was always really smart and I got really good grades and I just did really well in school, so I figured, that's the smart house, I'm a Ravenclaw. Yeah, so that's what I assumed for a long time. And then next question is which house we were actually sorted into on Pottermore. And so like 2 years ago, or like a year and a half ago, I took an unofficial quiz for fun and I got Hufflepuff. And it was like I had an epiphany, like everything fell into place. Everything about my life made sense again because I was a Hufflepuff. I was like, of course I'm a Hufflepuff. Like, how did I not realize sooner? So yes, now, and then I made another Pottermore account and I am officially a Hufflepuff, so yes. Hufflepuff pride. Which class would be your favorite? For me, it would be Charms. You get to learn all sorts of different spells, not just for like defending yourself, but like learning how to move things around in the air and how to summon things and how to turn on lights and stuff. Just like mundane things that would be so cool that you could use every day. So next is which spell do you think would be most useful to learn? And for me, I think that would be Accio, the summoning charm. Because how convenient would that be if you're like in bed and you get comfortable but you forgot to like bring over your phone charger or something, I don't know, like as a scenario. You just got Accio phone charger and then it would be in your hand. So convenient. So convenient. I really wish I had that spell sometimes. Which character do you think at Hogwarts you'd instantly become best friends with? I think probably Hermione, because Hermione at the beginning was very, like on her first day on the Hogwarts Express, she was very, she would like go up to people and talk to them and like give them fun facts about Hogwarts and the history of Hogwarts. And I'm the type of person that I won't become friends with someone unless they like come up and start talking to me first. So I feel like Hermione would come up and like tell me a fact about Hogwarts and I'd be like, that's so interesting, and then we'd start talking. And she was also very like shy and quiet at times too, and I'm that way, so I think we would really get along. I don't know, is that the obvious answer? I feel like everybody would say Hermione. Like everybody wants to be Hermione or be friends with Hermione. So the next section is miscellaneous items. If you could own one of the 3 Hallows, which would it be? The invisibility cloak. I think being invisible would be so cool, and I don't really have any use for the other 2 things, so I mean, I don't need an all-powerful wand. If I have a regular wand, that's enough for me. It's a wand. It does magic. I'm not picky. Is there any aspect of the book you'd want to change? This could be anything, a character or an event, whatever. I would make everybody that died not die. Especially Fred. Poor Dobby. Poor Sirius. Poor Remus. Poor Tonks. Poor everybody who died. Yeah, I would not make them die. I don't know what it would do to the narrative, but in my ideal world, they're still alive somewhere out there. Favorite Marauder? Obviously, since he is my overall favorite character, Sirius Black. Easy. And then last question, if you could bring one character back to life, who would it be? Everybody, like I just said, but probably Fred, because I think it's just so cruel to separate twins. Come on, JK. It's just so tragic. Okay, so that is the end of this tag. Yeah, Harry Potter is so great. I could talk about it for hours. So let me know like some of your favorite characters in the comments, or oh, your Hogwarts house. Tell me where your Hogwarts house is in the comments. Are there any fellow Hufflepuffs out there? Because I know we're kind of rare, at least among people I know. I am in a family of Ravenclaws, so I'm alone over here. Oh, I wanted to say a quick word about Booktubeathon, which starts on the 24th, I think. Again, I'm very new to YouTube. Obviously, I started just a few days ago, so this will be, of course, my first Booktubeathon. And I am going to try my best to participate. I don't have a formal Booktubeathon TBR set up right now. I think I'm going to try to read the rest of the Lunar Chronicles. I've only read Cinder so far. And those have people on them. I know that's one of the challenges, is read a book with a person on the cover, so that works. I don't think I'm going to be able to read 7 books in 7 days, though, but I'm going to try my best. And I'm going to try to get involved with the Instagram and some of the video challenges probably, so some of those might pop up later. As always, if you like this video, please subscribe. I will probably subscribe back. I still need more booktubers to follow, so yeah. And as always, I'm linking my social media accounts, my Instagram, my Twitter, and my Goodreads in the description box as well. Okay, so that is about it. Yeah, so I'm Carolyn once again. Thank you so much for joining me as always, and I will see you next time. Bye!